What's going on, gamers, and welcome to the fully comprehensive guide to hunting. I know this is a video that a ton of people have been asking me for, especially when it comes to fusion, and it's finally here for you after the long awaited wait, I guess. Fun fact, I actually had the script written and I wanted to get this video out before foraging even came to main, but alpha had closed and I hadn't had a ton of time to actually make the video because I had gotten a new. Don't worry though, shouldn't really affect the upload schedule from here on out. I also have revised this script probably like 3 times because of the constant attribute changes, so hopefully it is up to date. As with every other comprehensive guide, things do change or there's stuff that I could get wrong. Please nicely in the comments comment things I missed or things I don't understand properly or anything that you think could help other players. I will compile these and put them in the description, so if you're watching this video and it's been a couple months, check the description first before you watch the video. Hunting honestly is a skill that is so incredibly important to the game now because of how intertwined all of the attributes are with every single portion of the game. There are attributes that buff mining, there are attributes that buff combat, there are attributes that buff foraging, attributes that'll give you more bits up front when you eat cookies. And the greatest part is that there's still so much they're going to add with Foraging Islands 2 and 3. I would honestly say that the new attribute system may be even more integral to your Hypixel Skyblock progression than the Rift is. And that's coming from the Rift guy. This may be debatable though. This means that it's so much more important for you to understand the new system. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, I do want to ask you guys to please scroll down and subscribe. Every subscription helps me out so much and I truly do appreciate it. And also, if you are ever purchasing anything on the Hypixel store, be sure to use code Yadi for 5% off your purchase. It'll save you a little bit of money and it's the best way to support a creator. So if this video helped you, be sure to use it. Now, before I start explaining a bunch of stuff, I'm gonna assume that you've already made it to Galatea and gone through the required tutorial before accessing most of the island. I'm gonna go out on a wild hunt and say that you guys are smart enough to get through that on your own. Or, you know, at least I hope so. Hunting is a new gathering system that lets you collect things called shards, which turn into permanent stat boosts called attributes. These can help with combat, mining, foraging, literally everything. It is now one of the most important progression systems in the game, and there are 3 main ways you can hunt in Hypixel Skyblock. Either through combat hunts, water hunts, or forest hunts. Each different way uses different items. And so the first NPC we're going to take a look at is David Hunterborough. Starting with the hunting tools, in terms of combat hunts, you are going to use something called a hunt axe. The first 2 of these hunt axes can be bought from Alan, and the rest of them are found in the vine sap collection, which is an uncommon drop from mangrove trees. You will also use these in tandem with the pocket black holes, and both of these can be bought from Albert. As of right now, they only go to small and medium, but this could be expanded in Islands 2 and 3. When deploying these black holes, they deploy like any other deployable in the game, and they will stay in that area for 3 minutes. And when it captures a mob, the 3-minute timer resets, so it is possible to have an infinite black hole. Another thing to note about hunt axes is that to make it more powerful, you can actually put an item inside it. The stronger the item, the stronger the hunt axe. The higher the tier of the hunt axe, the more of a buff from the internal item that the hunt axe gets. Hunt axes also kind of work like false swipe in Pokemon. You can never kill a mob by hitting it with a hunt axe. It will only ever go to 1 HP. For water hunts, you're going to use something called a fishing net. The first basic fishing net can be bought from Jaeger, and the rest are found in the Sea Lumies collection, which can be collected from underwater in the Murkwater Lock on Galatea. But the actual best way to grind Sea Lumie collection would be fishing on Galatea, especially because Ed Bestiary takes so long. The next version of hunting is going to be forest hunts, and forest hunts are done with lassos. You just throw them out depending on the tier. They go a certain length, and as soon as you grab onto something, you'll see a little stamina bar on top of it, like so, and as that stamina bar depletes, you can reel it in and you will get shards. The first basic lasso can be bought from Arion, or it might be free actually, and then the rest can be crafted from the Vine Sap collection. Moving away from the 3 main weapons, there are some passive things such as traps. Traps can be found in the Tenderwood collection, which is an uncommon drop from fig trees, and traps are very simply just a way to AFK certain shards in the game. If you stick with the first tier of trap, I believe I average a shard every 30 hours, which does take a while, but they build up over time. With a max tier trap, which is supposed to reduce the cooldown by 50%, I believe it's somewhere around 15 hours that you are getting shards. Traps can be placed in different areas with different conditions to obtain different shards. As you can see here, here, I have my traps placed in the abandoned quarry to try to get the Abyssal Lanternfish shard, which I believe is one of the best places to place them for easy AFK coins. Other good places to place shards would be in Jerry's Island underwater for the Snowfin shard, because that is a time-gated shard and each individual one sells for 1,000,000 coins per right now. Another good place to put them, especially for Iron Man players, would be in the Smoldering Tomb to try to get the Burning Soul shard. This shard sells for a decent amount, so in case it ever sells for more than Abyssal Lanternfish, regular players can use it, but also it fuses into the Power Dragon shard, which is a difficult to obtain shard for Iron Man players, especially if they haven't made it to M7 yet. And lastly, the last passive way of obtaining shards is through salts. Salts are a very passive way to play hunting and should always be used depending on what you're doing. Depending on the tier of salt, when killing certain mobs, you have a % chance to drop shards from that specific mob. Most salts are found in the Lush Lilac collection, such as the Ocean Deep Salt, which is used on water fishing mobs, or the regular Lush Lilac Bonbon, which is used on normal combat mobs. And the last salt that you will be using is called the Candy Comb salt, which can be dropped as a secret in dungeons and is used to get shards from dungeon mobs. And then right to David's left, there is something called a hunting toolkit, which you may have seen. I don't know if I cut it out of the video or not. It is basically a toolkit that can hold every single tool in the game, hunting tools, so hunt axes, pocket black hole, lasso, fishing net, as well as your traps. I don't really like having all the tools in here because then you can't have multiple out at the same time. Having the traps in here is nice because it'll tell you how long they've been active, what their current cords are, whether they're filled or not, and then they will also automatically return to the hunting toolkit if you pick them up from chat. The most important thing associated with David is going to be David's cloak. David's cloak is going to be the best in-slot foraging cloak and the best slot cloak for most things in Skyblock. This is an upgradable cloak that grants stats from achieving milestones in 5 different areas. Those 5 different areas being attribute menu milestones, attribute stack milestones, combat hunt milestones, water hunt milestones, as well as forest hunt milestones. Attribute menu milestones will give you bonus sweep based on the amount of unique attributes claimed in your menu. So not having a maxed attribute, but just at least having a tier 1 claimed. I believe this maxes out at 150 unique attributes. Attribute stack milestones is the same as attribute menu milestones, but it is tiered to how many shards in total you have claimed to your account, also represented by attribute levels. So getting an attribute to level 10 counts as level 10 towards this. Tiering this up will grant Hunter Fortune. And the last 3 are very straightforward. The more combat, water, and forest hunts you do, the more stats the cloak gets, capping at a certain number of hunts. I'm pretty sure it was about 500 each, but it doesn't actually tell you. Combat hunts grant strength, water hunts grant health, and forest hunts grant foraging fortune. There are 2 other milestones in this menu, one for trap hunts and one for salt hunts, both of which just grant hunting XP as you tier them up, which is a great way to level hunting. There are only a few things you need to know about the hunting skill itself. It caps at level 25 and is extremely easy to level up. The main reason for leveling it is for number 1, hunting fortune, Skyblock XP, and when you reach hunting 20, you are able to claim some of the rare legendary shards. Hunter fortune works like any other fortune stat in the game. The more hunting fortune you have, the higher chance of getting multiple shards from a hunt. For example, if you have 50 hunter fortune, you will always get 1 shard and you will have a 50% chance to get 2 shards from the hunt. If you have 120 hunter fortune, you will always get 2 shards and will have a 20% chance to get 3 shards from a hunt. The most effective way to level hunting is by literally going to the Dwarven Mines with a group of 6 or less for loot share, placing down your pocket black hole and running around and killing ghosts. As long as you're hitting the ghost and getting loot share, you will get hunting XP as well. For the lower level players, you can also use Glaciite Walkers, as you can see this gamer is right here. That's literally it. This yields roughly 600,000 hunting XP per hour, at least for ghosts, and grants more ghost shards than you'll know what to do with. For the record, I only grind a ghost to level 20, and now I am way past level 25 completely passively. Up to this point in the guide, you've heard me talk about shards and attributes, and a lot of you are probably confused because I seem to use them interchangeably. That is because shards and attributes are almost the same exact thing. The only difference is that a shard is something that drops when hunting a mob, it sits in your hunting box, it can be fused, and it is also able to be sold on the bazaar. Shards then convert to attributes when you redeem them, or the official word is siphon them onto your account. Once these shards are siphoned, they turn into attributes and can no longer be sold or traded. They are permanently attached to your account. Each shard has a different name, and once converted into an attribute, the new name corresponds to the name of the attribute. For example, the nature element attribute is upgraded when siphoning grow shards. You don't gain any stats from having shards sit in your hunting box, like I wouldn't gain anything bonus from just having these pest shards here. You only gain stats after siphoning them onto your profile. It's also very easy to redeem shards. All you have to do is type /HB, head over to a shard and click on it. If you want to remove them from your hunting box, all you have to do is right click on them. If you want to send them back to your hunting box, all you have to do is right click on them or shift right click to send the entire stack. And if you want to claim all available shards in your hunting box, you can click on this golden apple in the bottom right to mass siphon them. Hovering each individual shard will show the attribute it turns into, how many shards you need for the next level. Now I'm maxed on all the shards, so I can't really show you that, but it will tell you how many you need for the next level. And if you have Sky Handy, it'll actually tell you how many you need to max as well. And if you want to sell them, you can just right click on them to put them back in your inventory. In order to see your attributes, and after unlocking the advanced mode in this menu, after redeeming a certain amount of unique attributes, including the attributes that you haven't unlocked yet, you can type /AM to find this menu. Or if you go into your Skyblock menu, you can also click on the hunting skill and click on attribute menu to get back to the same area. This will show all of your current attributes, and if you have the advanced mode on, also attributes that you haven't currently claimed yet. You can also choose to toggle to whether have an attribute active or not. Most attributes you should always have active. There's only a couple that I would ever toggle off, such as Harpy. It's really annoying to have to deal with phantoms while you're foraging. And if you click on any specific attribute, it will show you exactly how you can hunt them. Some shards can only be obtained through fusion, like any elemental shard. Some shards can only be obtained from dropping from mini bosses. Some can only be obtained from traps, from salts, from places like M7, and some can only be obtained from fusion. This is where a tool that I will have linked in the description comes in super handy. The attribute spreadsheet. Now I will have 3 things linked in the description. The first will be Skyblock Things by Georic, because this is just a massive spreadsheet, super good, tons of useful information. This spreadsheet right here, which I hope is still up to date and shows basically the easiest way to get every single shard, and Sky Shards, which will show you how to do every single different fusion that there is in the game. And I've heard that the creator also wants to implement pricing into it to see the exact cheapest fusion that you can do within Sky Shards. Now that may all seem super complicated. Don't worry, we will go through it a little bit later after I've broken things down a little bit more for you. Now shards and in turn attributes are a little complicated, especially when you get to the point of fusing them. Like I just showed you, there are some very useful spreadsheets and calculators that you can use to help figure things out that I will have linked in the description and I'll talk about a little bit later. But for now, let me explain everything there is to know about shards. Now, if you look at a shard, there's a lot of information. The first is going to be the rarity of the shard, and this can be found from the ID or just hovering the shard and seeing the color of the name. The ID on this pet shard is going to be U10, which just stands for uncommon, and it is the 10th uncommon shard. C would be for common, U would be for uncommon, R would be for rare, E would be for epic, and L would be for legendary. The skill can be found under the name, and basically the skill just relates to when the attribute is going to be active or what skill the attribute buffs. For example, an attribute that is a global skill will always be active no matter what. But if an attribute is a combat skill, it would only apply to combat. There's also such thing as the type of shard, and the type of shard differs from the skill because it is related to how you obtain the desired shard. For example, this Hideon gift shard is a global skill, but a forest type. This is because they are hunted in Galatea in the forest. For some shards, it's also related to how they're fused. For example, the only way to get the elemental shards is through fusion, and the type of elemental shard is determined by what type of shard was fused to get it. The 3 separate types for elemental being forest, water, and combat. The name of the attribute is the name of that specific attributes. Attributes are the perk shards become once they are applied to your account. Shards are the names of the items you obtained from hunting and can be removed from your hunting box and sold. Attributes represent permanence, while shards have yet to be applied. So for example, the name of the attribute would be Skeletal Ruler, but the name of the shard would be the Chill Shard. And then the name of the shard often relates to the mob needed to obtain the shard or how the shard is obtained through fusion, usually representing families. For example, a Fanflare shard is obtained through hunting Fanflares, while a Toucan shard is obtained through fusing a bird family shard with an epic or better shard. Each shard is also given an ID number based on where they fall in their specific rarity. This also relates to attribute fusions because most shards are related through fusion through their ID number. This will be explained in a little bit. There's also something called families. Not all shards have families, but the ones that do are related in specific attribute fusion. So if I were to come to the search bar and search Shulker, these would all be related to the Shulker family. Usually this means that to get to the highest rarity of a specific family, you'll need many of the lower rarities of the same family. For example, to get a toucan shard, you will always need a bird shard fused with an epic or better shard. So finding the easiest or cheapest shard to grind would be a good way to get many toucan shards. There's also something to note about how many shards you must obtain to max an attribute, and this depends on the rarity. So in order to max a common attribute, you will need 96 of that shard. In order to max an uncommon, you will need 64. In order to max a rare, you will need 48. In order to max an epic, you will need 32. And in order to max a legendary, you will need 24. Like I've talked about before, shards can be fused together to make new shards depending on the rarity of the shards you are fusing, the type of the shards you are fusing, and the family of the shards you are fusing. Some shards can only be obtained through fusion, and specifically from fusing some specific shards. Due to the way the fusion system works, you will need a lot of shards you are fusing to obtain the shard you want. For most shards, you will need at least 5 of each shard you are fusing together to obtain one of your desired shard. This means that if you want 10 of the desired shard, you will need 50 of each shard you are fusing. The only exceptions to this rule are the amphibian, reptile, and elemental families that only require 2 shards to fuse. So if you are fusing an amphibian family shard with a combat shard, you would only need 2 of the amphibian family and 5 combat shards to fuse into the desired shard. Using the Sky Shards calculator, it's also really nice to know if you're going to end up getting 1 shard from the fusion or 2 shards from the fusion, and it'll also show you how many of each shard you would need. So because a chameleon is a reptile, you would only need 2 chameleons and then 5 galaxy fish, and you could fuse into 1 starborn. Or you could use 2 blizzard and 5 galaxy fish and get 2 starborn. A lot better value for your money, or time if you're Iron Man. The normal way fusion works is each shard has another shard that they can be fused into based on their ID, increasing in the ID number. For example, a C7 shard fused with itself will produce a C10 shard. You can never fuse down numbers, but you can always fuse up numbers. Fusions can also never gain rarities, so fusing 2 common shards together, unless it is a special fusion, or another exception would be a chameleon shard, will never yield an uncommon shard. The last shards of each rarity, for example C36 for commons, actually fuse into nothing when fused with themselves, and they cannot be fused to produce another higher ID because that higher ID shard does not exist for that specific rarity. Special fusions occur when specific rarities, types, and families are fused together. They can be found in the attribute menu when looking at how to hunt a specific shard. For example, you obtain a C1 shard by fusing together a common forest shard and an uncommon or better shard. As long as the common shard is forest type, it works. As long as the uncommon shard is uncommon or higher rarity, it works. Most shards that can only be obtained through fusion are obtained through special fusion. The second exception I mentioned briefly above is through the chameleon shard. The chameleon shard is an extremely rare shard found through tree gifts and has a unique perk. Any shard fused with a chameleon grants the next 3 IDs as results. This can also transcend rarity. So for example, if I were to fuse an E36 Cavern Shade shard when combined with chameleon, it would allow you to either fuse into an E37 shard, an L1 shard, or an L2 shard. There are some weird exceptions to the chameleon rule, especially as you get way deep down the line in legendaries, but generally that's how the chameleon shard works. I would recommend only ever using this shard if you are fusing it to get a very rare shard, because they are worth a lot of money. There's also something in the fusion machine called smart fusions. It says that it will auto fuse shards that you no longer have a use for anymore, which I'm assuming like shards that you already have maxed. However, I've never been able to get this feature to work, even when I've had shards that I've never had before, and I had the base attributes needed for fusion maxed out. I'm not sure if this is bugged, but I would assume it is. Maybe someone smarter than me can explain how it's supposed to work in the comments. And now let's finally dive into the spreadsheets themselves. People feel really overwhelmed when looking at a spreadsheet with a ton of information like this, and trust me, I did too until I understood it. So I'm going to try to walk this through the easiest way that I know how to read this spreadsheet. But everything is laid out at the top. So the ID just tells you the ID that we went over before, whether it's common and what number number common it is, the rarity, the skill, whether it's global, foraging, fishing, the type, whether it's forest, water, or combat, whether or not it belongs to a family. If there's nothing listed here, it does not belong to a family. Joric also gives a usefulness score, which I haven't actually gone all the way through them all, but some are definitely way more useful than others. He also pulls in the Hypixel API, which is super nice and shows you the insta buy and buy order. So this is just going to be the pricing of the different shards, the name of the attribute, the name of the shard, and then what the shard does. So like the grow shard or the nature elemental attribute is going to give +2 health per level, and then he also has a column for what it'll look like at level 10. You can also come down at the bottom. Now this is the attributes list. You can also use the shard fusion / sources page, which is also an extremely useful page. Basically, it'll give you the shard, it'll give you the name, the rarity, the category, what families they belong to, and then the fusion results. And basically the fusion result is what shard you're going to get if you fuse this shard with itself. So if you were to fuse growth shards together, the result would be C4, which is a vampire shard. It's also super good because it shows chameleon results as well. So if I were to put growth shards and a chameleon in, I have the possibility of getting C2, C3, and C4. I do like clicking on the different rows so that they're easier to read together. As you scroll down, there are some fusion results that aren't actually there. That's because they can't, if they're fused with each other, nothing will happen. And then as you scroll down to the very bottom, there are also some chameleon results that aren't there, and that's just because of the way chameleon works when you get to the end of the legendaries. There's also a column called base fusion, and basically all that is it's the opposite of this one. So if you have your C4 vampire shard, the only way to fuse to get it is to combine 2 C1 shards together. But if you look at something like the mudworm shard, if you were to fuse C10 shards together, you could get mudworm. If you were to fuse C16 shards together, you could get mudworm. And if you were to fuse C19 shards together, you could get mudworm as well. I also want to mention here that the easiest way to look at it is just like if it fuses with itself, but obviously you can still fuse different things together. Just remember that you can't fuse down IDs. So for example, if you were to fuse a vampire shard and a COD shard together, you would always go based off of the COD shard because it is the higher ID shard. If you were to fuse a COD and a vampire shard together, you would get a C8 shard and not a C7. There's also another extremely useful column right here, which is just special fusion, which is the same information you can find in game, but it's way easier to scroll through it. Another super useful column is going to be the other sources. So if it's not a special fusion shard, this is going to be how you obtain it. So for example, if I wanted to get a Hideon leaf shard, I would get them in Galatea from green shulkers, hunting it and hitting the little orb that it fires at you back 3 times. Or if I were to look at something like a beacon mite shard, it's obtained in Galatea from doing the beacon tuning. And then these last 2 like little bits of columns don't really matter. He's just breaking down all the different ways that you can get everything, and then breaking down like the different rarity shard family of all the shards combined in fusion and special fusion. So that was a lot, and there's a lot more. He actually has a bunch of tabs down here for other parts of the game. I'm not going to go over them in the hunting guide, but feel free to look at those. Shout out Georic. This is a great sheet. I did use it on alpha as well. The next sheet that I'm sharing with you guys, which I don't even know if I'm supposed to be sharing with you guys, I haven't looked at any of these little tabs down here, but basically all it'll do is show you the best fusions. I don't know if this is constantly being updated with the API, but basically it's either the easiest method or the cheapest method of getting all the different shards. So I don't think this one is Iron Man friendly, but the next one that we look at is 100% Iron Man friendly. It's called Sky Shards. They're trying to make it more regular player friendly as well. So if you have any input on this website, the creator told me that they are looking to improve it for regular players. Throw that down in the comments. I'll have him go through the comments of this video. But basically the tab that I use the most is just the recipes tab. You can also use the calculator tab, and it's really cool for Iron Man players because you can put in your hunter fortune, the different levels of all these attributes that you currently have, craft penalty, blah, 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 and it'll show you how many hours it'll take you to get each shard. So if I were to just plug in Starborn, it's going to show me the exact breakdown of all the fusions I'm going to have to do, how much essence I'm going to need, the total time it's going to take to do this, the total time per shard. It's a really, really cool website that I would recommend using, especially when they update it to show the cheapest fusions per shard. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. If it is, feel free to join the Discord, linked in the description, or discord.gg/Yadi. I do have an ask for help channel in there that you can always ask ask for help, great community in there. And you can ask for help for things not related to hunting as well. Literally anything about the game, I do try to respond as quickly and as often as I can in there. But now that we have the basics and logic down pat, I'm sure you guys are at least starting to understand everything. I know it can be pretty overwhelming. So to help make it at least a little bit more digestible, you know, repetition is the key to learning, I'm going to do something for you guys. I'm going to go over every single shard there is and everything about it, including the skill, type, name of the attribute, name of the shard, what stats the attribute gives, the family, how it's obtained, what it fuses into, etc. Literally everything for every single shard. This is definitely going to be the longest part of the video, and I'm going to break up the timestamps in the description by the rarity of the shard. This Dreadwing is really annoying me. If you are looking for a specific shard, feel free to scrub the playhead, otherwise I will be going in order and breaking down everything for you guys. If you don't want to watch this part of the video, I don't blame you, but I know that there are people that will appreciate me doing this and will want to listen to this, especially people that feel really overwhelmed. So here we go. There are 29 total common shards. The first common shard, or C1, is a global skill, forest type. Nature elemental is the name of the attribute. Grove is the name of the shard. It grants +2 health per level. It is a part of the elemental family, and it is obtained from fusing a common forest shard with an uncommon or better shard. When fusing into itself, it fuses into vampire shards. The C2 shard is a global skill, water type, fog elemental attribute, mist shard. Grants +1 intelligence per level. It is a member of the elemental family, and it is obtained from fusing a common water shard with an uncommon or better shard. When fusing with itself, it fuses into cod shards. The C3 shard is a global skill, combat type, light elemental attribute, and flash shard. It grants +1 strength per level. It is a member of the elemental family, and it is obtained from fusing a common combat shard with an uncommon or better shard. When fusing with itself, it fuses into lapis zombie shards. The C4 shard is a foraging skill, forest type, nocturnal animal attribute, vampire shard, which grants +1 sweep per level at night. It is a member of the phantom family, and it is obtained from hunting vampires with a lasso or using traps on land in Galatea. There are also bonuses from tree gifts. When fusing with itself, it fuses into fanflare shards. The C5 shard is a fishing skill, water type, cheapskate attribute, cod shard. It grants +1% coins from fishing treasures per level. It is a member of the tropical fish family. It is obtained from hunting cods in the murkwater shallows/depths with a net, placing traps in murkwater depths/shallows, or treasure fishing in the tomb floodway. It fuses into night squid shards. One thing to note here, because I forgot to mention this before, is that some shards just aren't in the game yet, and I expect them to be added with Forging Islands 2 and 3, or with new islands as we progress Skyblock as a game. So as of right now, there is no C6 shards. It goes straight from C5 to C7. C7 is a foraging skill, forest type, Moonglade mastery attribute, fan flare shard. It grants +10 foraging fortune to fig and mangrove trees per level. It is a member of the phantom family. It is obtained from hunting fan flares with a lasso or using traps on land in Galatea. These are also bonuses from tree gifts. C7 fuses into Hideon leaf shards. C8 is a fishing skill, water type, fisherman attribute, night squid shard, which grants +1% chance to not consume bait per level. It is a member of the squid family. It is obtained from hunting night squids with a hunt axe and a black hole, or using ocean desalts in the park. This fuses into verdant shards. C9 is an enchanting skill, combat type, experience attribute, lapis zombie shard, which grants +10% EXP orbs from mobs per level. It is a member of the lapis family. It is obtained from hunting lapis zombies with a hunt axe and a pocket black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into chill shards. C10 is a mining skill, forest type, mossy box attribute, Hideon leaf shard, which grants +5 block fortune per level. It is a member of the shulker family. It is obtained from hunting Hideon leaves by hitting their balls back to them 3 times in Galatea. This fuses into mudworm shards. C11 is a fishing skill, water type, forest fishing, verdant shard, which grants +3 fishing speed per level on foraging islands. It is a member of the tropical fish family. It is obtained from hunting the green tropical fish in the murk water with a net, using traps in the murk water depths/shallows, or treasure fishing in the tomb floodway. This fuses into Sea Archer Shards. C12 is a combat skill, combat type, skeletal ruler attribute, chill shard. Grants plus 3% damage to skeletal creatures per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting chill shot/chill blade with a hunt axe and a black hole, or using traps in the Wormgrove tomb. It fuses into the Voracious Spider Shard. There is no C13 shard. C14 is a fishing skill, water type, monster bait attribute, Sea Archer Shard, which grants plus 0.5 sea creature chance per level. This is also not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting sea archers with a hunt axe and a black hole, or using ocean desalts. This fuses into Beery's Shard. C15 is a combat skill, combat type, arthropod resistance, Voracious Spider Shard. Grants plus 4 defense against spiders per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting voracious spiders with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the Tank Zombie Shard. C16 is a global skill, forest type, happy box attribute, Hideon Gift Shard, which grants plus 2% chance to gain an extra winter gift per level. It is a member of the Shulker family. It is obtained from fusing together a Shulker family shard and a common or better shard. This fuses into Mudworm Shard. C17 is a forest skill, water type, yummy attribute, Beery Shard, which grants plus 10% chance to drop double berries and sea loomies per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting berries with a net or lasso, but a net is recommended, also from using traps on land in Galatea. Berries sometimes spawn when collecting berries or sea loomies on Galatea. This fuses into a Tadgang Shard. C18 is a combat skill, combat type, undead resistance attribute, Tank Zombie Shard, which grants plus 4 defense against undead monsters per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from killing any tank zombie mob while using candy comb salts. This fuses into Zealot Shards. C19 is a foraging skill, forest type, fig sharpening attribute, Crow Shard, which grants plus 5 sweep towards fig trees per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained by purchasing from the Agatha shop, and it fuses into the Mudworm Shard. C20 is a hunting skill, water type, unity of strength attribute, Tadgang Shard, which grants plus 0.02 sweep for each unique common attribute per level. It is a member of the amphibian and frog families. It is obtained from hunting Tadgangs with a hunt axe and black hole, or using traps in the murkwater depths/shallows water, or using ocean desalts. You fish up Tadgangs, they're a fishing mob. This fuses into Corlot Shards. C21 is a combat skill, combat type, ender resistance attribute, Zealot Shard, which grants plus 4 defense against mobs in the end per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting zealots with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into Golden Ghoul Shards. There is no C22 shard. C23 is a fishing skill, water type, bucket lover attribute, Corlot Shard, which grants plus 5% chance to get an extra chum per level. It is a member of the Axolotl family, and it is obtained from hunting axolotls with a net/lasso on Galatea, or using traps in the Murkwater depths water. This fuses into nothing yet. C24 is a hunting skill, combat type, tree lurker attribute, Harpy Shard, which gives a plus 5% chance to find monsters from tree gifts per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from fusing bird shards and combat shards. This fuses into the Golden Ghoul Shard. C25 is a farming skill, forest type, visitor bait attribute, Mudworm Shard, which causes garden visitors to arrive plus 1% faster per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from right-clicking the white string on grass in Galatea, or from using traps on land. This fuses into nothing. There is no C26 shard. C27 is a global skill, combat type, Midas Touch attribute, Golden Ghoul Shard, which grants plus 1 coin per kill per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting golden ghouls with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into Azura Shards. There is no C28 shard. C29 is a combat skill, combat type, forest strength attribute, Azura Shard, which grants plus 5 strength on foraging islands per level. It is a member of the tropical fish family. It is obtained by fishing in Tomb Floodway, or by hunting the blue tropical fish hunting mob with a net, or by using traps in the Murkwater depths/shallows water. This fuses into a Basil Shard. C30 is a combat skill, combat type, blazing resistance attribute, Basil Shard, which grants plus 4 defense against mobs in the Crimson Isle per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting basils with a pocket black hole and a hunt axe, or using lush lilac salts, or from Kudra. This fuses into Yadi Yogg shards. There is no C31 or C32 shard. C33 is a global skill, combat type, Yogg membrane attribute, Yogg shard. Grants +1 heat resistance per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Yoggs in the Crystal Hollows with a Hunt Axe and Black Hole, or using Lush Lilac Salts. This fuses into the Minor Zombie shard. C34 is a taming skill, forest type, owl friend attribute, Boreal Owl shard, which grants +2% more pet XP from fan per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained by fusing a bird shard with a common or better shard. This fuses into nothing. C35 is a hunting skill, water type, decent karma attribute, Newt shard, which grants +2 hunter fortune towards common attributes per level. It is a member of the lizard and reptile families. It is obtained by fusing an axolotl shard with a water shard, and it fuses into nothing. C36 is a mining skill, combat type, rotten pickaxe attribute, minor zombie shard, which grants +3 mining speed per level. It is a member of the cave dweller family. It is obtained by hunting minor zombies with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into nothing. And that'll do it for the common shards. Next up, there are 32 total uncommon shards. U1 is a global skill, forest type, wood elemental attribute, bramble shard, which grants +2 health per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained from fusing an uncommon forest shard with a rare or better shard, and it fuses into pest shards. U2 is a global skill, water type, water elemental attribute, tide shard, which grants +1 intelligence per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained from fusing an uncommon water shard and a rare or better shard, and it fuses into the mossy bit shard. U3 is a global skill, combat type, stone elemental attribute, quake shard, which grants +1 strength per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained from fusing an uncommon combat shard and a rare or better shard. This fuses into a rain slime shard. U4 is a foraging skill, forest type, fig collector attribute, sparrow shard, which grants +1 fig fortune for each digit in the fig collection per level, and is capped at 10 mil. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from fig collection 7, and it fuses into a pest shard. U5 is a fishing skill, water type, gold bait attribute, goldfin shard. The cooldown of golden fish is reduced by 30 seconds per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from fusing a golden ghoul shard with a water shard, and it fuses into the mossy bit shard. U6 is the mining skill, combat type, mountain climber attribute, troglodyte shard, which grants +1% Heart of the Mountain XP from commissions per level. It is a member of the cave dweller family. It is obtained from fusing a cave dweller shard with a combat shard, and it fuses into the rain slime shard. U7 is a global skill, forest type, bigger box attribute, Hideon cave shard. Grant +5% chance to find an extra item in treasure chest and the crystal nucleus per level. It is a member of the shulker family. It is obtained by fusing a cave dweller shard and a shulker shard, and it fuses into the pest shard. U8 is a hunting skill, water type, good karma attribute, salamander shard, which grants +2 hunter fortune towards uncommon attributes per level. It is a member of the lizard and reptile families, and it is obtained by fusing a lizard shard and a water shard. It fuses into the mossy bit shard. U9 is the hunting skill, combat type, echo of boxes attribute, Kuboa shard or Cuboa shard. Makes box attributes 2% stronger per level. It is a member of the reptile and serpent families. It is obtained by fusing a shulker shard and a reptile shard. It fuses into the rain slime shard. U10 is the farming skill, forest type, pest luck attribute, pest shard, which grants +2% chance to obtain rare loot from pests per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from hunting pests with a lasso/black hole or using lush lilac salts. It fuses into the bamboo leaf shard. U11 is the hunting skill, water type, forest trap attribute, mossy bit shard. Forest shards get caught by traps +1% faster per level. It is a member of the amphibian and frog families. It is obtained by hunting frogs in the murkwater area, placing traps on land, or fusing a Tadgang shard with a forest shard. This fuses into the salmon shard. U12 is the combat skill, combat type, mana steel attribute, rain slime shard. Regain +0.5 mana every time you hit a monster per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting rain slimes with a hunt axe and black hole, or by using lush lilac salts, and it fuses into the seer shard. There is no U13 or U14 shard. U15 is the combat skill, combat type, dragon shortbow improvement attribute, seer shard, and dragon shortbows deal plus 2% damage while in the end per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting seers with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts, and it fuses into the obsidian defender shard. U16 is the foraging skill, forest type, mangrove sharpening attribute, Huron shard, which grants plus 10 sweep towards mangrove trees per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained by purchasing in Agatha's shop, and it fuses into the bamboo leaf shard. There is no U17. U18 is the global skill, combat type, speed attribute, obsidian defender shard, which grants plus 1 speed per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting obsidian defenders with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the zombie soldier shard. There is no U19. U20 is the fishing skill, water type, lost and found attribute, salmon shard, which grants plus 0.1% chance to find a wet book from fishing per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting salmon in the murk water with a net, or using traps in the murk water depths / shallows water, or treasure fishing in the tomb floodway. This fuses into the ent shard. U21 is the hunting skill, combat type, hunter's fang attribute, viper shard. Hunting axes gain plus 1% more damage from the weapon they hold per level. It is a member of the reptile and serpent families. It is obtained from fusing a Cuboa shard and a combat shard, and can also be purchased from Kiara's shop every day. This fuses into the zombie soldier shard. U22 is the farming skill, forest type, insect power attribute, praying mantis shard. Vacuums deal plus 5% more damage per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from fusing a pest shard with a pest shard, and this fuses into the bamboo leaf shard. There is no U23. U24 is the combat skill, combat type, undead ruler attribute, zombie soldier shard, which grants plus 3% damage to undead monsters per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained in the catacombs from any zombie soldier mob using candy comb salts, and it fuses into the sycophant shard. U25 is the foraging skill, forest type, strong arms attribute, bamboo leaf shard, which grants plus 3 sweep on throws per level. It is a member of the panda family. It is obtained by feeding pandas bamboo on Galatea during spring or summer, or using traps in the Tranquility Summit in spring or summer, and this fuses into the mochi bear shard. There is no U26 shard. U27 is the combat skill, combat type, life recovery attribute, sycophant shard. Heals for plus 0.1% of max HP every time you kill a mob. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting the revenant sycophant with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. Sycophants are the zombie slayer mini bosses that can spawn. This fuses into the soul of the alpha shard. U28 is the foraging skill, forest type, mangrove collector attribute, seagull shard, which grants plus 1 mangrove fortune per level for each digit in the mangrove collection up to 10 mil. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from the mangrove collection 7, and it fuses into the mochi bear shard. U29 is the combat skill, water type, spirit axe attribute, and shard, which makes axes deal plus 2% more damage to creatures on Galatea per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from fishing this mob up, hunting with a hunt axe and black hole, or using traps in the murk water depths / shallows water, or using ocean desalts. This fuses into the magma slug shard. U30 is the combat skill, combat type, combo attribute, soul of the alpha shard. Grants plus 0.1% damage per grandma wolf pet combo, max of 50 combo per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting souls of the alpha with hunt axe and black hole, or using traps in the howling cave, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the flaming spider shard. U31 is the foraging skill, forest type, strong legs attribute, mochi bear shard, which grants plus 3 sweep on melee per level. It is a member of the panda family. It is obtained by feeding pandas on Galatea during fall or winter, or using traps in the Tranquility Summit in autumn or winter. This fuses into nothing. U32 is a fishing skill, water type, infection attribute, magma slug shard, which grants a plus 0.2% chance to get corrupted sea creatures per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting magma slugs with a hunt axe and black hole, or using traps under lava in the Crimson Isle, or using ocean desalts. It is also dropped from Kudra. This fuses into the Strider Surfer shard. U33 is the combat skill, combat type, arthropod ruler attribute, flaming spider shard, which grants plus 3% damage to spiders per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting flaming spiders with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the Bruiser shard. U34 is a taming skill, forest type, cat's favorite attribute, Kiwi Shard. Cat takes 1% less time to upgrade a pet per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained by fusing a bird shard with an uncommon or better shard. This fuses into nothing. There is no U35. U36 is the combat skill, combat type, Ender Ruler attribute, Bruiser Shard, which grants plus 3% damage to Ender creatures per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting bruisers with a Hunt Axe and Black Hole, or using Lush Lilac Salts. This fuses into nothing. There is no U37. U38 is the combat skill, water type, Magmatic Ruler attribute, Strider Surfer Shard, which grants plus 3% damage to Lava Sea creatures per level. It is a member of the Drowned family. It is obtained by hunting Strider Surfers with a Hunt Axe and Black Hole. These spawn on Galatea or can be fished up on Galatea as well, through lava fishing, or using traps in the Stride Ember Fissure, or using Ocean Desalts. This fuses into nothing. U39 is the taming skill, combat type, battle frog attribute, Rana Shard, which grants plus 3 strength to the frog pet per level. It is a member of the amphibian and frog families. It is obtained by fusing a frog shard and a combat shard together, and it fuses into nothing. U40 is the farming skill, forest type, infiltration attribute, termite shard, which grants plus 3 farming fortune if a garden plot has a pest in it per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained by fusing a bug shard with a praying mantis shard, and it fuses into nothing. That'll do it for the uncommon shards. There are 47 total rare shards. R1 is the global skill, forest type, forest elemental attribute, Sylvan Shard, which grants plus 2 health per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained by fusing a rare forest shard and an epic or better shard. This fuses into the Beaconmite shard. R2 is the global skill, water type, torrent elemental attribute, Cascade Shard, which grants plus 1 intelligence per level. It is a member of the elemental family, and it is obtained by fusing a rare water shard with an epic or better shard. This fuses into the Piranha Shard. R3 is the global skill, combat type, lightning elemental attribute, Bolt Shard, which grants plus 1 strength per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained by fusing a rare combat shard with an epic or better shard. This fuses into the Glaciate Walker Shard. R4 is the foraging skill, forest type, animal expertise attribute, Bambloon Shard, which grants plus 10 foraging fortune per level. It is a member of the Panda family. It is obtained by fusing a Panda Shard with an uncommon or better shard, and this fuses into the Beaconmite Shard. R5 is the hunting skill, water type, frog legs attribute, Toad Shard. Frogs have a 10% chance to jump 1 less time per level. It is a member of the amphibian and frog families. It is obtained by fusing a frog shard with an uncommon or better forest shard, and this fuses into the Piranha Shard. R6 is the global skill, combat type, essence of ice attribute, Glaciate Walker Shard, which grants plus 1% ice essence per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Glaciate Walkers with a Hunt Axe and Black Hole, or using Lush Lilac Salts. This fuses into the Drowned Shard. R7 is the foraging skill, forest type, Beacon Zealot attribute, Beaconmite Shard, where the effects of beacons are plus 10%, plus 0.1% chance to find a signal enhancer in tree gifts per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained by tuning the Moonglade Beacon on Galatea, and it fuses into the Invisibug Shard. R8 is the hunting skill, water type, Great Karma attribute, Lizard King Shard, which grants plus 1 hunter fortune towards rare attributes per level. It is a member of the lizard and reptile families. It is obtained by fusing a lizard shard and an uncommon or better water shard. This fuses into the Piranha Shard. R9 is the hunting skill, combat type, Hunter's Pressure attribute, Python Shard, and it makes your black holes capture creatures 2% faster per level. It is a member of the reptile and serpent families. It is obtained by fusing a Viper Shard and an uncommon or better combat shard. This fuses into the Drowned Shard. R10 is the farming skill, forest type, fancy visit attribute, Invisibug Shard. This makes rare and above garden visitors have a plus 1% higher chance to arrive per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained by hunting Invisibugs on Galatea near trees or using traps on the land. This fuses into the Dreadwing Shard. R11 is the global skill, water type, Moonglade Serendipity attribute, Piranha Shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get rare drops from tree gifts at Moonglade Marsh per level. It is a member of the Treasurefish family. It is obtained by using traps in Murkwater Depths/Shallows water or treasure fishing in the Moonglade Marsh. This fuses into the Abyssal Lanternfish Shard. There is no R12. R13 is the global skill, forest type, Catacombs Box attribute, Hidiongion Shard, which grants plus 1 quality of boss rewards in in the Catacombs per level. It is a member of the Shulker family. It is obtained by fusing a Shulker shard with a Wither shard, and it fuses into the Dreadwing shard. There is no R14. R15 is the enchanting skill, combat type, bone font attribute, lapis skeleton shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get level 6 or better books in super pairs per level. It is a member of the lapis family. It is obtained from fusing a lapis zombie shard with a rare or better shard. This fuses into a drowned shard. R16 is the farming skill, forest type, crop bug attribute, crop beetle shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get crappie, squash, or fermento per level. This is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from fusing a forest shard with either an invisibug shard or a termite shard. This fuses into the dreadwing shard. There is no R17. R18 is the combat skill, combat type, humanoid ruler attribute, drown shard, which grants plus 3% damage to humanoid creatures per level. Humanoid creatures is actually kind of vague. I would assume it applies to anything that is just a reskinned player model, but it's not on the wiki, so we don't know for sure. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting drowned mobs with a hunt axe and black hole, or using traps in the drowned reliquary, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the Star Sentry shard. There is no R19 nor R20. R21 is the combat skill, combat type, atomized mithril attribute, Star Sentry shard, which grants plus 1% extra mithril powder per level. There is no family. It is obtained by hunting Star Sentries with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts, and this fuses into the Arachne shard. R22 is the global skill, forest type, Kudra's box attribute, Hidiandra shard, which grants plus 5% chance to have an extra Kudra tooth in the paid chest per level. This is a member of the Shulker family. It is obtained by fusing a Shulker shard with a demon shard, and it fuses into the Dreadwing shard. R23 is the global skill, water type, dwarven serendipity attribute, abyssal lanternfish shard, which grants plus 10% chance to find golden and diamond goblins per level. It is a member of the treasurefish family. It is obtained from treasure fishing in the dwarven mines, or using traps underwater in the dwarven mines. This fuses into the silent depth shard. R24 is the global skill, combat type, essence of arthropods attribute, Arachne shard, which grants plus 1% spider essence per level. It is a member of the spider family. It is obtained by killing Arachne while using lush lilac salts, and it fuses into the revenant shard. R25 is the global skill, forest type, cookie eater attribute, bitbug shard, which grants plus 5% of your booster cookie bits up front per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from the bit shop, and it fuses into the dreadwing shard. There is no R26. R27 is the global skill, combat type, essence of unliving, revenant shard, which grants plus 1% undead essence per level. It is not a member of a family. It is dropped from the revenant horde tier 3 or better bosses, and it fuses into the Skeletor shard. There is no R28. R29 is the global skill, water type, crystal serendipity attribute, silent depth shard, which grants plus 2% chance to double any loot from Crystal Hollow's treasure chest per level. It is a member of the treasurefish family. It is obtained from treasure fishing in the Crystal Hollows, or using traps underwater in the Crystal Hollows, and it fuses into the Snowfin shard. R30 is the combat skill, combat type, Deadeye attribute, Skeletor shard, which grants plus 2.5% ranged weapon damage per level. It is not the member of a family. It is obtained from Skeletors in the Catacombs using Candycomb salts, or by fusing a lapis skeleton shard with a rare or better shard. This fuses into the Thist shard. R31 is the combat skill, combat type, atomized crystals attribute, Thist shard, which grants plus 1% extra gemstone powder per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained from hunting with a hunt axe and black hole, or using traps in the Crystal Hollows, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into the Catanite shard. There is no R32. R33 is the mining skill, combat type, quartz speed attribute, Quartz Fang shard, which grants plus 10% mining speed from events per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained from fusing Troglodyte shard and a Cave Dweller shard, or Abyssal Lanternfish shard. This fuses into the Catanite shard. R34 is the global skill, forest type, accessory size attribute, Hideon Ring shard, which grants plus 1 accessory bag slot per level. It is a member of the Shulker family. It is obtained from fusing a rare better Shulker shard with a rare or better shard. This fuses into into the Dreadwing Shard. R35 is the global skill, water type, winter serendipity attribute, Snowfin Shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get rare items from winter gifts per level. This is a member of the Treasurefish family. It is obtained from placing traps in the Jerry's Workshop underwater, and it fuses into the Carrot King Shard. R36 is a combat skill, combat type, lifeline attribute, Catanite Shard, which grants plus 2.5% damage and defense while under 20% HP. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Catanites with a black hole and hunt axe, or using lush lilac salts, and it is also obtainable from Kudra. This fuses into the Wither Spectre Shard. There is no R37. R38 is the global skill, water type, rabbit crew attribute, Carrot King Shard, which grants plus 2 more chocolate per second from the chocolate factory per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Carrot King with a black hole and hunt axe, which is a fish mob that is fished up by using carrot bait or using ocean desalts. This fuses into the Luma Squid Shard. R39 is the combat skill, combat type, breeze attribute, Wither Spectre Shard. When you haven't been damaged in the last 5 seconds, mana costs are decreased by 1% per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Wither Spectres with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts, and it is also obtained from Kudra. This fuses into the Macho Shard. There is no R40 or R41 attribute. R42 is the common skill, common type, ignition attribute, Macho Shard, which grants plus 30% duration of fire damage you inflict on enemies per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by hunting Machos with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts, and it is also obtained from Kudra. This fuses into the Crocodile Shard. R43 is the farming skill, forest type, pretty clothes attribute, Ladybug Shard, which grants plus 1% copper from garden visitors per level. It is a member of the Bug family. It is obtained by fusing a Crop Beetle Shard with a Bug Shard, and it fuses into the Dreadwing Shard. R44 is the global skill, water type, extreme pressure attribute, Luma Squid Shard, which grants plus 5 pressure resistance per level. It is a member of the Squid family, and it is obtained by hunting Luma Squid with a net or using traps in the Squid Cave water. This fuses into the Joy Dive Shard. R45 is the hunting skill, combat type, pure reptile attribute, Crocodile Shard, which grants plus 2% chance to double shards from reptile fusion per level. Extremely good, by the way. This is a member of the Croco and Reptile families. It is obtained from purchasing it through Kiara's shop, and it fuses into the Draconic Shard. R46 is the foraging skill, water type, berry enjoyer attribute, Bullfrog Shard. Berries have a plus 10% chance to grant double points in Starling contests. This is a member of the amphibian and frog families. It is obtained by fusing a frog shard with a rare or better forest shard, and it fuses into the Joy Dive Shard. There is no R47 or R48. R49 is the global skill, forest type, essence of forest attribute, Dreadwing Shard, which grants plus 1% forest essence per level. It is a member of the Phantom family. It is obtained from hunting Dreadwings with a lasso or black hole, using traps on land, or using lush lilac salts. There are also rare drops from tree gifts. They can also be fused using a rare better shard with a Fanpire Shard, and a rare better shard with a Fanflare Shard. This fuses into the Fungloom Shard. R50 is a global skill, water type, deep diving attribute, Joy Dive Shard, which grants plus 5 respiration per level. It is not a member of a family, and it is obtained from hunting Joy Dives with a net or using traps in the Murkwater Depths water. This fuses into the Eel Shard. R51 is the combat skill, combat type, atomized glaciite attribute, Staglamite Shard, which grants plus 1% extra glaciite powder per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained by fusing a Quartz Fang Shard with a Cave Dweller Shard, or a Quartz Fang Shard with a Silent Depth Shard. This fuses into the Draconic Shard. R52 is the combat skill, forest type, fungi luck attribute, Fungloom Shard, which grants plus 10% chance to gain additional chisel charge in the fossil excavator per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained by fusing a Cave Dweller Shard with an epic or better forest shard. This fuses into nothing. R53 is the hunting skill, water type, elastic attribute, Eel Shard, which increases pull by +1 when using fishing nets per level. It is a member of the amphibian and eel families. It is obtained by treasure fishing in the Moonglade Marsh, and also by purchasing from Kiara's shop every day. This fuses into the Lava Flame Shard. R54 is the hunting skill, combat type, Hunter's Grasp attribute, King Cobra Shard. Your black holes have plus 1% hunter fortune per level. It is a member of the reptile and serpent families. It is obtained by fusing a Python Shard with an uncommon or better combat shard, and this fuses into the Draconic Shard. There is no R55. R56 is the fishing skill, water type, Blazing Fortune attribute, which grants +1 magic bond on lava sea creatures per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by using a Hunt Axe and Black Hole on Lava Flames, which is a lava fishing mob, or using traps under the lava in the Crimson Isle, or using Ocean Desalts, and it can also be obtained from Kudra. This fuses into the Infernal Koi Shard. R57 is a global skill, combat type, Essence of Dragon's attribute, Draconic Shard, which grants +1% dragon essence per level. It is the member of a dragon family. It is dropped by dragons in the end, and it fuses into the Wither Shard. R58 is the taming skill, forest type, battle experience attribute, Falcon Shard, which grants +1% more pet XP from combat per level. This is a member of the bird family. This is obtained from fusing a bird shard with a rare or better shard. This fuses into nothing. R59 is the global skill, water type, Crimson Serendipity attribute, Infernal Koi Shard, which grants +2% chance to find a vanquisher per level. This is a member of the treasure fish family. It is obtained by treasure fishing in the Crimson Isle or using traps under the lava in the Crimson Isle. This fuses into nothing. R60 is a global skill, combat type, Essence of Wither attribute, which grants +1% Wither essence per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from F7 and M7, and it fuses into nothing. R61 is the hunting skill, forest type, Echo of Sharpening attribute, Gecko Shard, which causes sharpening attributes to be +2% stronger per level. It is a member of the reptile and scaled families. It is obtained from the Kira's shop, and it fuses into nothing. That'll do it for rare attributes. Next up, there are 33 total epic attributes. E1 is the global skill, forest type, earth elemental attribute, Terra Shard, which grants +2 health per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained by fusing an epic forest shard with a legendary or better shard. This fuses into the XYZ shard. E2 is the global skill, water type, frost elemental attribute, Cryo Shard, which grants +1 intelligence per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained by fusing an epic water shard with a legendary or better shard, and it fuses into the water hydra shard. E3 is the global skill, combat type, wind elemental attribute, Arrow Shard, which grants +1 strength per level. It is a member of the elemental family. It is obtained by fusing an epic combat shard with a legendary or better shard. This fuses into the Thorn Shard. This is foraging skill, forest type, foraging wisdom attribute, Pandarai Shard, grants +0.5 foraging wisdom per level. This is a member of the panda family. It is obtained by fusing a panda shard with a rare or better shard, and it fuses into an XYZ shard. This is E5. It is a hunting skill, water type, excellent karma attribute, Leviathan Shard, grants +1 hunter fortune towards epic attributes per level. It is a member of the lizard and reptile families. It is obtained by fusing a lizard shard with a rare or better water shard, and it fuses into the Hydra Shard. E6 is a hunting skill, combat type, Echo of Resistance attribute, Alligator Shard. Resistance attributes are +2% stronger per level. It is a member of the Croco and Reptile families. It is obtained from fusing a Crocodile Shard with a rare or better combat shard. It fuses into the Thorn Shard. E7 is the hunting skill, water type, Berry Mogul attribute, Fenlord Shard. Your salts last +1% longer per level. It is a member of the Amphibian and Frog families. It is obtained from fusing a Bullfrog Shard with a rare or better Forest Shard. This fuses into the Water Hydra Shard. There is no E8. E9 is a hunting skill, combat type, Hunter's Suppress attribute, Basilisk Shard. Lassos deplete stamina +2% faster per level. It is a member of the Reptile and Serpent families. It is obtained from fusing a King Cobra Shard with a rare or better combat shard. This fuses into the Thorn Shard. E10, haha, get it, E10, is a hunting skill, forest type, Echo of Atomized attribute, Iguana Shard. Atomized attributes are +2% stronger per level. It is a member of the Reptile and Scaled families. It is obtained from fusing a Gecko Shard with a rare or better forest shard, and it fuses into the XYZ Shard. E11 is a hunting skill, water type, Lucky Rod attribute, Moray Eel Shard. Fish treasure shards are +1% easier to find per level. It is a member of the Amphibian and Eel families. It is obtained from fusing an Eel Shard with a rare or better water shard. This fuses into the Water Hydra Shard. E12 is a combat skill, combat type, dominance attribute, Thorn Shard. Grants +1.5% damage when at full health per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from floor 4, and it fuses into the Bal Shard. E13 is a farming skill, forest type, lunar power attribute, Lunar Moth Shard, which grants +5 farming fortune during the night per level. This is a member of the Bug family. It is obtained by fusing a Ladybug Shard shard with a rare or better bug shard. This fuses into the XYZ shard. E14 is a fishing skill, water type, trophy hunter attribute, fire eel shard. Grants plus 2% trophy chance per level. It is a member of the amphibian and eel families. It is obtained from fusing a moray eel shard with a firefly shard, or an eel shard with a moray eel shard, and it can also be hunted from the fire eel fishing mod with a hunt axe and black hole, or using ocean desalts, and it is also dropped from Kudra. This fuses in the water hydra shard. E15 is a mining skill, combat type, deep technique attribute, bow shard. Grants plus 1% chance to gain 1 per scan on blocks you mine per level. It is a member of the cave dweller family. It is obtained from killing bow using lush lilac salts, and it fuses into the flare shard. E16 is a global skill, forest type, sack size attribute, Hideon sack shard. Your sacks hold 1% more items per level. It is a member of the shulker family. It is obtained from fusing a rare or better shulker shard with an epic or better shard, and it fuses into the XYZ shard. E17 is a fishing skill, water type, fishing speed attribute, water hydra shard, which grants plus 3 fishing speed per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting a water hydra with a hunt axe and black hole, or using ocean desalts. It fuses into the sea emperor shard. E18 is the combat skill, combat type, blazing attribute, flare shard, which grants plus 3% damage while in the Crimson Isle per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting flares with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts, also obtained from Kudra. This fuses into the prince shard. There's no E19. E20 is a fishing skill, water type, sea wisdom attribute, sea emperor shard, which grants plus 0.5 fishing wisdom per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting sea emperors with a hunt axe and black hole, or using ocean desalts. This fuses into the Shellwise shard. E21 is a global skill, combat type, reborn attribute, prince shard. Killing a prince has a plus 10% chance to add 1 bonus score to your dungeon run per level. This is not a member of a family. It is obtained from killing a prince while using candy comb salts. Princes can spawn from specific crypts in dungeons with the gold blocks on top. This fuses into the mimic shard. E22 is the hunting skill, forest type, echo of essence attribute, Komodo dragon shard. Essence attributes are plus 2% stronger per level. It is a member of the reptile and scaled families. It is obtained from fusing an iguana shard with a rare or better forest shard, and it fuses into the XYZ shard. There is no E23. E24 is a combat skill, combat type, faker attribute, mimic shard. Dungeon blessings are plus 1% stronger on you per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from killing mimics using candy comb salts, and it fuses into the barbed duke shard. There is no E25. E26 is the global skill, water type, shell attribute, shellwise shard, which grants plus 10% chance to negate knockback per level. I believe it's bugged right now, but once it works properly, it does replace Shellmit. It is a member of the reptile and turtle families. It is obtained from hunting shellwise with a net or using traps in the Murkwater depths water. This fuses into nothing. E27 is the combat skill, combat type, warrior attribute, barbed duke shard, which grants plus 2.5% melee damage per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from killing barbed duke with a hunt axe and black hole, or using lush lilac salts. 100% chance to drop if you get the last hit, even if it's loot share, as well as from Kudra. This fuses into the Hellwisp shard. E28 is the taming skill, forest type, why not more attribute, toucan shard, which grants plus 1% pet share XP per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from fusing a bird shard with an epic or better shard, and it fuses into the XYZ shard. E29 is the combat skill, combat type, matriarch cubs attribute, Hellwisp shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get a second heavy pearl per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting Hellwisp with a black hole and hunt axe, or using lush lilac salts, as well as from Kudra. This fuses into the ghost shard. E30 is a hunting skill, combat type, echo of ruler attribute, Cayman shard. Ruler attributes are plus 2% stronger per level. It is a member of the croco and reptile families. It can be obtained from fusing an alligator shard with a rare or better combat shard. This fuses into the ghost shard. E31 is the farming skill, forest type, solar power attribute, firefly shard, which grants plus 5 farming fortune during the day per level. It is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from fusing a lunar moth with any of the following shards: basil, cinderbat, flare, lava flame, fire eel, bow, or flaming spider shard. This fuses into the XYZ shard. E32 is the hunting skill, water type, echo of hunter attribute, sea serpent shard. Hunting attributes are plus 2% stronger per level. It is a member of the amphibian, eel, and serpent family. It is obtained from fusing a moray eel shard shard with a rare or better water shard. This fuses into nothing. E33 is the combat skill, combat type, veil attribute, ghost shard, which grants +1 true defense per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained by killing ghosts with a hunt axe and pocket black hole, or using lush lilac salts. This fuses into nothing. E34 is a global skill, forest type, mana regeneration attribute, XYZ shard, which grants +1% mana regen per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting with a lasso, using traps in the Mystic Marsh, also obtained from Kudra. It can also be obtained using lush lilac salts, and it can possibly be obtained using an atomizer. This fuses into nothing. E35 is the hunting skill, water type, hunt wisdom attribute, leatherback shard, which grants +0.5 hunting wisdom per level. It is a member of the reptile and turtle families. It is obtained from fusing a shellwise and rare or better water shard together, and it fuses into nothing. E36 is the mining skill, combat type, cavern wisdom attribute, cavern shade shard, which grants +0.5 mining wisdom per level. It is a member of the Cave Dweller family. It is obtained by fusing a rare or better Cave Dweller shard with an epic or better Cave Dweller shard. This fuses into nothing. E37 is the farming skill, forest type, garden wisdom attribute, dragonfly shard, which grants +0.5 farming wisdom per level. This is a member of the bug family. It is obtained from fusing a firefly shard with a dragon shard, and this fuses into nothing. There are 33 total legendary shards. L1 is a global skill, forest type, shadow elemental attribute, Tenebrous Shard, which grants +2 health per level. It is a member of the Elemental family. It is obtained from fusing a legendary Forest Shard with an epic or better Elemental Shard. This fuses into the Cinderbat Shard. L2 is a global skill, water type, snow elemental attribute, Blizzard Shard, which grants +1 intelligence per level. It is a member of the Elemental family. It is obtained from fusing a legendary Water Shard plus an epic or better Elemental Shard. This fuses into the Spike Shard. L3 is a global skill, combat type, storm elemental attribute, Tempest Shard, which grants +1 strength per level. It is a member of the Elemental family. It is obtained from fusing a legendary combat shard with an epic or better elemental shard. This fuses into the Endstone Protector Shard. L4 is the hunting skill, forest type, reptiloid attribute, chameleon shard. Fusions with chameleons grant the next 3 IDs as results. This is a member of the reptile family. It is rarely obtained from tree gifts, and it fuses into anything with the next 3 IDs. There is no L5. L6 is the hunting skill, combat type, Echo of Echoes attribute, Tiamat Shard. Echo attributes are +5% stronger per level. It is a member of the reptile family. It is obtained from fusing a Cayman Shard with an epic or better combat shard. This fuses into the Endstone Protector Shard. L7 is the hunting skill, forest type, Echo of Wisdom attribute, Wyvern Shard. Wisdom attributes are +2% stronger per level. It is a member of the reptile and scaled families. It is obtained from fusing a Komodo Dragon Shard with an epic or better forest shard. This fuses into the Cinderbat Shard. L8 is the hunting skill, water type, cloak improvement attribute, Tortoise Shard, which grants +1 true defense to David's Cloak per level. It is a member of the reptile and turtle families. It is obtained from fusing a leatherback shard with an epic or better water shard. This fuses into the Spike Shard. L9 is the combat skill, combat type, Paramount Fortitude attribute, Endstone Protector Shard, which grants +0.2% defense per level. It is not a member of a family. It is dropped from Endstone Protectors, and it fuses into the Kraken Shard. There is no L10. L11 is the hunting skill, water type, charmed attribute, Naga Shard, which grants +0.05% chance to charm the shard of the monsters you kill per level. It is a member of the amphibian and eel families. It is obtained from fusing a sea serpent shard with an epic or better water shard. This fuses into the Spike Shard. L12 is the combat type, combat skill, book wisdom attribute, Lapis Creeper Shard, which grants +0.5 enchanting wisdom per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from fusing a Lapis Skeleton Shard with a Ghost Shard or a Lapis Skeleton Shard with a legendary or better shard. This fuses into the Kraken Shard. L13 is the farming skill, forest type, Wart Eater attribute, Warty Bug Shard, which grants +0.005% chance to obtain a Warty when breaking Netherwart per level. This is a member of the Bug family. It is obtained by fusing a Dragonfly Shard with a legendary or better shard. This fuses into the Cinderbat Shard. L14 is the foraging skill, water type, payback attribute, spike shard. When hit, your next hit deals plus 2% damage per level. This is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting spike pufferfish with a net from 10 blocks away or using traps in the murkwater depths / kelp woven tunnels water. This fuses into the Taurus shard. L15 is a global skill, combat type, vitality attribute, kraken shard, which grants plus 2 vitality per level. It is a member of the demon family. It is only obtained from Kudra, and it fuses into the burning soul shard. There is no L16. L17 is the combat skill, water type, maximal torment attribute, Taurus shard, which grants plus 0.1% intelligence per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting Taurus, which is a fishing mob with a hunt axe and black hole, or using ocean desalts, or from Kudra. It fuses into the shiny fish shard. L18 is a global skill, combat type, pity attribute, daemon shard. Your RNG meter fills plus 1% faster per level. It is a member of the demon family. It is obtained by fusing a kraken shard with a kraken shard or from Kudra. It fuses into the burning soul shard. There is no L19. L20 is global skill, water type, starbait attribute, molten fish shard, which grants plus 0.1% chance to fish a shiny fish per level. It is a member of the demon family. It is obtained by fusing a kraken shard with a water shard or from Kudra. It fuses into the shiny fish shard. There is no L21 or L22. L23 is a combat skill, water type, help from above attribute, shiny fish shard, which grants plus 1.25 health regen per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from treasure fishing with the starbait attribute, and it fuses into the Lord Jabba shard. L24 is a global skill, combat type, wings of destiny attribute, Ananke shard, which grants plus 2% chance to get Ananke feathers per level. It is a member of the bird and demon families. It is obtained by fusing a kraken shard with a bird shard and from Kudra. This fuses into the burning soul shard. L25 is a global skill, forest type, tuning box attribute, Hideon box shard, which grants plus 1 tuning point per level. It is a member of the shulker family. It is obtained by fusing an epic or better shulker shard with a legendary or better shard. This fuses into the cinderbat shard. L26 is a fishing skill, water type, crimson hook attribute, Lord Jabba shard, which grants plus 0.5 double hook chance on the Crimson Isle per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting Lord Jabba with a pocket black hole or using ocean desalts or from Kudra. This fuses into nothing. L27 is a combat skill, combat type, attack speed attribute, burning soul shard, which grants plus 1 bonus attack speed per level. It is a member of the demon family. It is obtained from hunting the burning soul demon blaze slayer mini boss with a black hole or using lush lilac salts or using traps in the smoldering tomb. This fuses into the Power Dragon shard. L28 is a global skill, forest type, magic find attribute, cinderbat shard, which grants plus 0.5 magic find per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from hunting cinderbats with a lasso or pocket black hole, or using lush lilac salts, or from Kudra. This fuses into nothing. L29 is a hunting skill, water type, hunter's karma attribute, megalith shard, which grants plus 1 hunter fortune per level. It is a member of the reptile and turtle families. It is obtained by fusing a tortoise shard with an epic or better water shard. This fuses into nothing. L30 is a taming skill, combat type, elite attribute, power dragon shard, which grants plus 3% damage against bosses and mini bosses per level. It is a member of the dragon family. It is obtained from Master Mode Floor 7, and it fuses into the apex dragon shard. L31 is a global skill, forest type, pet wisdom attribute, condor shard, which grants plus 0.5 taming wisdom per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from fusing a bird shard with a legendary or better shard, and it fuses into nothing. L32 is a combat skill, water type, starborn attribute, sunfish shard. The effect of starborn temples is plus 1% stronger on you per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained by fusing a shiny fish shard with a shiny fish shard, and it fuses into nothing. L33 is a taming skill, combat type, veteran attribute, apex dragon shard, which grants plus 1 combat wisdom per level. It is a member of the dragon family. It is obtained from fusing a power dragon shard with any shard or from M7. This fuses into nothing. L34 is a global skill, forest type, rare bird attribute, dodo shard, which grants plus 1 pet luck per level. It is a member of the bird family. It is obtained from fusing a legendary or better shard with a condor shard, and it fuses into nothing. There is no L35. L36 is a global skill, combat type, unlimited power attribute, Yormung Shard, which grants plus 0.1% strength per level. It is a member of the Demon and Dragon families. It is obtained from fusing a Power Dragon Shard with a Kraken Shard. This fuses into nothing. There is no L37 or L38. L39 is a global skill, combat type, unlimited energy attribute, Ether Drake Shard, which grants plus 0.1% crit damage per level. It is a member of the Demon and Dragon families. It is obtained from fusing an Apex Dragon Shard with a Kraken Shard, and it fuses into nothing. There is no L40. L41 is the global skill, water type, ultimate DNA attribute, Galaxy Fish Shard, which grants plus 1 mining, farming, and foraging fortune per level. It is not a member of a family. It is obtained from fusing a Sunfish Shard with a Sunfish Shard, and it fuses into nothing. L42 is the global skill, combat type, almighty attribute, Molethorn Shard. Unlimited attributes are plus 5% stronger per level. It is a member of the Demon and Dragon families, and it is obtained from fusing an Ether Drake Shard with a Yormung Shard. This fuses into nothing. There is no L43. L44 is a global skill, combat type, Echo of Elemental attribute, Starborn Shard. Elemental attributes are plus 2% stronger per level. It is a member of the Elemental family. It is obtained by fusing a legendary Elemental Shard with a Galaxy Fish Shard. This fuses into nothing. In total, there are 174 shards in the game. So as I was recording this guide, they actually went out and released new alpha patch notes. So we're going to be going over those patch notes and everything that relates to hunting and just including it at the end of the video. So hopefully you all either stay to the end of the video or check the timestamps in the description because there's some cool changes coming. The first is that there is a new epic attribute called Chop. The effect is grants a 10% chance to chop an extra log per level on top of the ones you swept. You obtain this attribute as a 0.15% drop from fig trees and a 0.25% drop from mangrove tree gifts. Another new attribute, which is a legendary attribute, and it's called Bio Biter. The effect is grants plus 0.25 double hook chance per level while in the backwater bayou, and this is obtained from hunting a Titanoboa. In terms of Kraken Shards, Kudra now gives a different amount of Kraken Shards for the different tiers. Now the Daemon Fusion outputs 2 shards instead of 1, which is a phenomenal change, and I'm sure by the time that this alpha actually comes to main, Sky Shards will be updated with this change in the calculator. In Master Mode 7, an Apex or Power Dragon Shard is now guaranteed to appear in Emerald Chest and higher, and what's great about this change is that these shards do not affect what other loot you get from the chest. It's purely a bonus reward. They also improve some fusion recipes. You now get 2 Sunfish for fusing 5 Shiny Fish and 5 Fiery Mobs, which is the same as Firefly, 2 Crop Beetles for fusing 5 Termites and 5 Praying Mantises, 2 Warty Bugs for fusing 5 Dragonflies and 5 Lunar Moths, as well as some further changes down here. I will also have these patch notes linked in the description if anybody would like to look at them. They changed the Abysmal Lasso, so it can now be crafted with 5 Sea Loomies, and the Vine Grip Lasso now uses the Abysmal Lasso in its crafting recipe. Kiara will give you her Abaphone contact if you give her a Chameleon Shard. You also no longer get hunting XP for loot sharing, so loot sharing ghosts is no longer the best way to get hunting XP, but solo grinding ghosts and flares might still be. They have the amount of double hook chance given by the Crimson Hook attribute, which was the Lord Jabba's Shard, so instead of 5 total double hook chance, I believe it's 2.5. They buffed the Hunter's Pressure Python attribute, which now scales from 5 to 50%. The Reborn Prince attribute now sends a chat message when it procs. You can now shift right-click shards in your hunting box to convert all of that shard into an item, which is so nice. You no longer have to take them out one by one. Axolotl shards are now easier to grind. Salamanders can now be fused by using a Newt shard and any water shard. Chameleons now only require 1 shard to fuse, which should make a lot of the shards much cheaper, which is awesome. All shards now have the word shard in their name rather than just being the name of the mob, which is really nice to help clear things up. You are now able to click on the attribute fusion and transfer messages to quickly open your hunting box. They fixed the Matriarch Cubs attribute not working. David's Cloak now upgrades at the proper rarity. You can now actually siphon Chameleon shards. Yogs can now no longer bypass the damage cap on hunt axes, which is really nice. Lock Emperor shards are fixed. They're no longer called Sea Emperor shards. And they also fixed the Shell attribute not granting knockback immunity against certain mobs. They also added something called mob types, which is awesome. So remember how earlier in this guide I was talking about like what is a humanoid mob? Like what does that mean? Well, they actually specified every single mob type, which is super cool. So now mobs will have these symbols next to their name and it'll be way easier to determine what kind of mob type they are. So humanoids are going to have this little star. And this should also help clear up confusion for new players. Mob types can be found by checking their name in the bestiary and also by talking to Ike in the Spider's Den. And then they also added some day one changes such as /mob types to look at all the different different mob types. They added the animal typing to all sharks. They fixed the inability to hit glacial walkers with hunt axes, and that's about it. Now, I hope you all did enjoy the video. I know it was a long one, and I'm sorry, but this truly was the fully comprehensive guide. So if you have any other questions or any more changes on alpha, I'll be sure to comment it beneath this video. I'll have them in the description, all that good stuff. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all those good things. Be sure to use code Yadi in the Hypixel store for 5% off your order. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.